Here's an interesting problem that can be solved several different ways. In this case, we're going to use the law of sines. So the problem reads that we have two fire towers and they're 40 kilometers apart. Tower B is due east of Tower A. A fire is spotted from both towers. From Tower A, the fire is east 21 north, and from Tower B, the fire is west 38 north. Find the distance of the fire from the line connecting the towers to the nearest kilometer. Whenever you have a word problem, first thing you want to do is highlight or underline the question. What are you trying to find? So the question part of the problem is find the distance of the fire from the line connecting the towers to the nearest kilometer. So we have the drawing that I prepared, and what I've added is the green dashed line. That goes from the base of the line that's connecting the two towers to the fire itself. So that's our height. Some of the other things we could add to the triangle is we could start labeling our vertices and our sides. I'm just going to say Tower A is A, Tower B is B, and then we have C. And the opposite side lengths, we'll just say this is A, this is B, and this is C. And C is our 40 kilometers. Now, what else can we find? Well, if I know that this is 21 degrees, because it says Tower A is east 21 north, and Tower B, we're looking at west 38 north. So that's the angle from the towers to the fire. When I add up all the angles inside a triangle, what do they add up to? What is the sum? That's going to tell us angle C right here. We know that when we add up all the internal angles of a triangle, it's going to give us 180 degrees. So we know we have 21 degrees plus 38 degrees plus the measurement of angle C. We don't know what that is, but we can find it now. Because we could say that C is equal to 180 minus 21 minus 38, or that C is equal to 121 degrees. So we know right here we have 121 degrees. Now, is there anything else we need? Let's think about this. What's our next step? The next step is using the law of sines. And in particular, we're going to concentrate on sine of B over B is equal to sine C over C. And here's why. I'm going to clear off the information. I could concentrate on the left right triangle, or I could concentrate on the right triangle using the law of sines and the sine function in this case to find out what the height is right here. And it doesn't matter if I use the left triangle or the right triangle, I just have to pick one. So I'm going to use the left triangle. So I'm going to concentrate on the left side. So let's begin. So I've relabeled the triangle. And like I said, I'm going to use sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. So that is sine of 38 over the length of the opposite side, which is B. That's what we're trying to find, is equal to sine of C, or sine of 121 degrees, over C, which is our 40 kilometers. So now all we have to do is just use some simple math, and we come up with B is equal to 40 times sine of our 38 degrees divided by sine of 121. Now we're working with degrees. If you're using a calculator, if you're using radians, make sure it's set up for the radian angle measure. If you're using degrees, make sure it's set up for degrees. So I've already done that. So I take 40 times sine of 38, and I divide that by sine of 121, and that gives me B is equal to 28.73 kilometers. So that's right here, 28.73. Now we're almost done. Remember, we're using this left triangle and we're looking for the height. So by using the sine function, I know that sine of an angle is going to equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So that tells me that the sine of 21 degrees is equal to h, what we're looking for, that's the opposite side, over 28.73 kilometers. Our h is equal to 28.73 times the sine of 21. And when I do the math, I go 28.73 in my calculator times sine of 21. That gives me 10.29 kilometers. Actually, it's 10.29591, and it keeps on going. But remember when we looked at the question part of the problem, what we're trying to solve, it says find the distance of fire from the line connecting the towers to the nearest kilometer. So I'm going to round that just to 10 kilometers. And we're done. 10 kilometers is the distance from the base to the fire.